History, chapter number 6, beginning of freedom movement. In our last session of the same lesson, we have understood about the administrative changes. Then we also understood the formation of Indian National Congress. Today's session, we will talk about the partition of Bengal, which is the most crucial topic of the day. Okay, so we will talk about partition of Bengal, and secondly we will talk about Swadeshi and boycott movement. Why there was the need for the partition of Bengal? That is most important. We all know, children, about the Indian National Congress. So Indian National Congress had started in 1885. Okay, so when it started, it was very small. So it was successful in reaching out to the people. They explained people the real picture of the government exploitative policies through newspapers, through festivals like Ganesh Utsav, then we can see Shiv Jayanti. So with all these festivals, these Indian National Congress was very much successful in explaining the real picture about the exploitative policies of the British rule. By that time, it reached 1905. It was a very large party at all India level. It had spread its roots throughout India. Initially, the Britishers were not at all bothered. They paid least attention towards Indian National Congress. But later on, they realized that this party is going to become a threat for everybody, because till it reached over here, it had a commendable progress. Indian National Congress made a remarkable progress. So that time, the Britishers realized, let us divide Bengal, because Bengal was a place where Indian National Congress was very much active. Bengal is a large province, maximum number of people stay over there, so it is a very active place for Indian National Congress. So that time, the Viceroy, Lord Curzon, was there, and he decided, let us divide this main center of Indian National Congress. Let us divide Bengal on the basis of language, and on the basis of religion. But before they could divide Bengal, they had to give a genuine reason to the common people. For that reason, genuine reason was given by Viceroy that it is a very big province and it is very difficult for the Britishers to administer such a large province. So that's the reason they told people, let us divide Bengal into two. So for that reason, Lord Curzon said that we will divide Bengal into East Bengal and West Bengal. East Bengal will have all the Muslim people, whereas West Bengal will have all the Hindus. We all know, children, that Britishers believe in divide and rule policy. They believe in divide and rule policy. So indirectly, at the back of the mind, the strategy was to divide Bengal on the basis of language, on the basis of religion. They thought once Bengal will be divided into Hindus and Muslims, then Bengali speaking people and Hindi speaking people, they will be successful in reducing the power of Indian National Congress. So that's the reason. This was the real picture of Viceroy Lord Curzon behind dividing Bengal. The Indian nationalist leaders were very well aware behind the reason of partition of Bengal. They knew the strategy of the Britishers, that they wanted to divide people on the basis of language, on the basis of religion. the people will get divided. They knew it very well. But instead of getting divided, people came more closer and they stayed united. Okay. So what happened later? The Britishers, in spite of people's anti-partition movement, the Britishers still declared the partition of Bengal, and the day was 16th October 1905. So this day of partition was declared as National Mourning Day by all the Indians all over India, not only in Bengal but all over India, to show the strength of unity. To show oneness, people sung Vande Mataram. They also conducted Raksha Bandhan programs just to show the Britishers that we are still united. The next session was held in 1906 in Calcutta. That time, Dadabhai Naoroji was the president of this session. By this time, the party realized that the government is not paying any attention to the basic demands that were put initially by Indian National Congress. So they are not paying any attention to the basic demands of the people. By this time, everybody realized, and for the first time from the stage, Dadabhai Naoroji used the word Swaraj. Now what do you mean by Swaraj? Swa matlab khud ka, Raj matlab rule. Isn't it? That means self-rule in English. Okay, self-rule in English. So Dadabhai Naoroji told people about what is Swaraj, what is self-rule. So according to this, a new plan of action was planned, and that was 4-point program. And according to this 4-point program, the first one was Swaraj. The second one was Swadeshi. The third is national education. And the fourth one is boycott. Okay, so this fourth point is very, very important. What did they want to boycott? Boycott means what? Boycott foreign goods. They boycotted foreign goods, schools, colleges, then government services, after boycotting foreign goods, the next step that they took was to start with Swadeshi. Okay, so the goods that were made in India had started, then Indian schools, colleges, and Indian government services were given to the people. So see, this is how the 4-point program helped India to progress, that is Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education and boycott. One of our leaders, that is Lokmanya Tilak, gave a thought that this movement should not restrict only to Bengal. It has to reach outside the Bengal as well. And for that reason, he went outside the Bengal and he started Shiv Jayanti and Ganesh festival. So that majority people are aware of the current situation, they are aware of the exploitative policy. And for the first time, women and children joined this party, joined this organization. And after that, Indians, after the boycott movement, they started Swadeshi, means our Indian schools, Indian colleges, Indian government offices, even that made the Britishers angry. And after that, they started more exploitative policies, the policy of suppression. Okay, they wanted to stop this uprising of our Indian people. For that reason, various different policies were brought. For example, the first one was the people are not supposed to gather in in large number. And if they find that people are gathered in large number and they are talking against the government, they were given severe punishments, they were put in prison. Then the second thing, if the newspaper is publishing anything against the government officials, again that is a crime. So the press was destroyed. The editors were put in prison. The national leaders were also put in prison, and some of them were deported as well. So we see that in spite of all this, the struggle did not end. The struggle was going on. The extremists were using various strategies. They were doing bomb blast. They were utilizing fire to burn offices. So looking at all this condition, the government decided to annul the Bengal partition, and finally the decision was taken that Bengal will not be separated. That's all for today, children. In our next session, we will study about Muslim League, Mohammedan Act and Home Rule.